Let us go to the details related to dropping tables. We can drop table using drop table command. All the direct dependent objects such as indexes, primary key constraints, unique constraints, foreign key constraints, not null constraints will automatically be dropped. However, when it comes to sequences, they will be dropped only if the sequence is owned by the column. Otherwise, the sequences will not be dropped. Sometimes we might have a sequences which are not directly related to table. We might use the sequence while populating the table, but it can be separate from the table definition itself. Those kind of sequences will not be dropped. But those sequences which are created because we define a particular column as serial, they will be dropped. If there are child tables for the table being dropped, then we need to specify cascade. Using cascade, we'll drop the constraint from the child table, but not the child table themselves. We can also drop the foreign key constraints before dropping the parent table instead of using cascade. Even this approach will work with the same behavior as cascade. Now let's connect it to the database, or let's take care of all the aspects with respect to connecting to the database. Whenever we run these commands, the Jupyter Hub environment will connect to the database and execute these commands in the database. First I'm dropping user logins table, then users table, then dropping the sequence. Now I am creating users table with user ID of type serial and primary key, and then user logins with user login ID as serial and primary key. This will take care of defining the foreign key relationship between user logins user ID and users user ID. You can also validate by running these queries. You can see both the tables are created. You can also validate the sequences by running these two queries. We have sequence on user ID as well as user logins user login ID. Now if you try to drop the table users, it will not work. We will not be able to drop the parent tables without dropping the child tables or constraints on the child tables or specifying cascade. Using cascade will not drop child tables, it only drops the foreign key constraints. You can also see the error here. Cannot drop table users because other objects depend on it. The details is constraint user logins user ID foreign key on table user logins depend on table users. Hint is use drop cascade to drop the dependent objects too. In this case, the dependent objects are nothing but constraints, not the child tables themselves. Now you can scroll down and try to insert few records into users and also user logins. We have 5 records inserted into users and 6 records inserted into user logins. Now if you remove cascade again, whether you have data or not, it will fail. But with cascade, it will automatically drop the constraint on the child table pointing to the parent table, and it will take care of dropping the parent table, which is nothing but users in this case. Now you can validate by running this query. You can see user logins, but there is no users. When it comes to sequences, the user ID sequence is dropped because the sequence is owned by the table, especially the column user ID in the table. As we have dropped the table, even the sequence is dropped. However, the sequence related to user logins will be untouched along with the table. Only the foreign key constraint will be dropped. If you want, you can actually run a query against table constraints and you should be able to see the details. Now you can run this query, select star from user logins, and you should be able to see the data as is. So this is about dropping the tables. Whenever you have to drop a parent table, you need to ensure that the foreign key constraints are dropped either by specifying cascade or by dropping the constraints before dropping the parent tables.